This social event will come to order. And I'm going to give my opening statement, and then the ranking member, Kay Bailey Hutchinson, will do the same. And then we will call on an interesting, very successful beginning political person from the state of New York, I think, the Honorable Charles Schumer.
Yeah. How would you know?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, thank you so much. I needed that. I needed that a lot. Okay, at this very moment, right now, 11% of all drivers on the road are holding an electronic device. They are calling home on their cell phone, or they're reading text from a friend, or they're sending an email to their office on their BlackBerry, or they're looking up directions with a GPS system. That amounts to, please note, 812,000 distracted voters at any given moment. And those 812,000 drivers are not focused on the road. They're focused on their devices. And in this is much danger. They're putting their own lives at risk. That is their right. They're putting their passengers' lives at their risk. That is not their right. And the lives of everyone else on the road, which is not their right. In September 2008, a 13-year-old person by the name of Margay Shee of Marion County, Florida, was riding home on the school bus. A truck driver who, by his own admission, was distracted by his cell phone, slammed into the back of the bus. The bus happened to be stopped with flashing red lights on. The bus caught fire, and Margay was killed. Her terrible story is just one of thousands. Last year, distracted drivers killed 5,800 people and injured 515,000 people. One almost doesn't know how to respond to something that awful. Deaths like Margay's are absolutely devastating, and as interesting, they're totally preventable. We define distracted driving broadly: reaching for an object or eating while behind the wheel, that counts. But cell phone using and texting in particular have increased in recent years, and so have the number of accidents and deaths that they cause. We stand by and enjoy our BlackBerries and all the rest of it, and it goes on. Commercial motor vehicle operators who are texting are 23 times more likely to cause a crash or near crash. Texting takes your eyes off the road long enough at high speeds to travel the length of a football field. Cars and trucks with a distracted driver are deadly weapons, in fact. And we have a responsibility to get them off the road. Several states already have taken action, but not enough states have done the right thing. So with Senators Hutchinson, Lautenberg, Schumer, Thune, Klobuchar, and Vitter are now all co-sponsors of this magnificent piece of legislation to undo a horrible part of our life. The centerpiece of this legislation is a grant program for states that enact laws to prohibit texting and handheld cell phone use while driving. We're all guilty. We're all guilty. To qualify, a state would have to enact an absolute ban on texting while driving. And you ask the question, well, How does that work? Well, we're going to have to figure out how that works because it's going to have to happen. And it has to carry significant penalties for any driver who causes an accident, and there are no exceptions. States also would have to limit cell phone use to devices with hand-free capabilities. But no driver under our bill under the age of 18 could use a cell phone at all while still gaining experience on the road. To truly make our roads safer, we need to think bigger and more comprehensively. And so this legislation models a new national education campaign based on the tremendous success of the drunk driving and, frankly, the seatbelt advertising campaigns. This particular senator remembers ignoring the seatbelt law for a period of years. I can't explain to you why. Maybe it was because it was law. Maybe it was because my parents were talking to me about it. But I ignored it. And what a fool I was. But I overcame that foolishness, and I'm still alive. So we can all do this without raising our deficit 1 cent. The new grant program and advertising campaign would be paid for by redirecting unused surpluses from the current seatbelt safety program. To it, no new costs. We should not have to mourn the tragic loss of any more precious lives needlessly cut short. It is time to bring a new sense of safety and shared responsibility to our roads. This is a major subject for this committee. I call on the ranking member.